Have you ever shared something with family and instantly regretted it? You meant well, but suddenly you're getting opinions you didn't ask for, judgment you didn't expect, or worse, they're now involved in something that was never their business. Sound familiar? As we get older, we think honesty is the best policy, full transparency with our loved ones. But here's the truth: some things better kept private. Not out of secrecy, but out of wisdom. In today's video, we're diving into 7 things you should keep to yourself after 65. Not to be sneaky, not to shut people out, but to protect your peace, avoid unnecessary stress, and keep your independence intact. And trust me, by the end of this video, you might see things differently. Because a little privacy? It could be the key to more freedom and fewer family headaches. Let's jump in. The digital privacy risk. Would you ever hand a stranger your bank details? No? Then why risk oversharing personal info online, even with family? The biggest digital threats don't always come from hackers. Sometimes they come from the people we trust the most. A well-meaning relative might save your passwords on a sticky note. Your grandkid could borrow your phone and unknowingly click on a phishing link. A family member might casually mention your retirement savings or travel plans on social media without realizing the risks. And scammers? They're watching. They scrape social media for clues. That innocent "I'm on vacation" post. It tells them your house is empty. A casual comment about finances? Now you're on their target list. Once personal details are out there, you can't take them back. The best way to stay safe is to be mindful of what you share. Keep financial details off family group chats, use strong, unique passwords, and educate loved ones about digital scams. In today's world, your privacy is your power. Protect it. The inheritance effect. Money has a strange way of rewriting relationships, especially when inheritance comes into play. You may think keeping quiet about your financial plans will prevent family drama, but sometimes the real chaos begins after you're gone. If your estate plans are vague, or worse, left unspoken, your loved ones could end up in bitter disputes, questioning your final wishes, and even taking legal action against each other. Ever seen a close-knit family fall apart over who gets what? It happens more often than you'd think. When there's uncertainty, people start making assumptions, resentment builds, and before you know it, family bonds turn into battle lines. Some relatives may feel entitled, others blindsided, and if there's even a hint of favoritism, things can get ugly fast. The best way to avoid this mess: clarity and control. Make sure your estate plans are properly documented, legally sound, and communicated to the right people before misunderstandings arise. This isn't just about money. It's about protecting your family from unnecessary heartache and ensuring your legacy brings peace, not conflict. Financial decisions and assets. Let's talk about money, a topic that can bring families together or tear them apart. You might think that being completely open about your finances with family will prevent misunderstandings. But in reality, it often creates more problems than it solves. The moment people know how much you have, the opinions start rolling in. You should invest differently. Why not downsize? Have you thought about setting more aside for the grandkids? Sound familiar? And here's the tricky part. Once people know your full financial picture, you can't unshare it. It's one thing to ask for advice when you need it. It's another when your financial decisions suddenly feel like a family group project. Even with good intentions, constant opinions can feel like interference. And let's be real, sometimes people who never showed much interest in your life suddenly care a whole lot when they realize what's in your bank account. This doesn't mean you should never talk about finances. Having a clear estate plan? Smart. Sharing every detail of your savings, investments, and spending? Not necessary. If keeping some financial matters private gives you peace of mind and control over your own life, that's not secrecy. That's wisdom. Health concerns that are not urgent. Ever mention a small health issue, and suddenly your family turns into a panel of medical experts? You casually say, "My knees have been aching a bit," and before you know it, someone's booking you a doctor's appointment, another is lecturing you on diet changes, and someone else is sending you links to expensive supplements. Sound familiar? Look, as we get older, health issues happen. It's normal. And of course, our families care. But here's the thing, not every little ache and pain needs a family-wide discussion. Sharing too much can actually work against you. Suddenly, your family sees you as fragile, someone who needs extra help, someone who shouldn't travel, or worse, someone who isn't as independent as they actually are. And once that perception sets in, it's hard to change. Of course, major health concerns, absolutely keep your loved ones informed. But minor, everyday aches that don't really affect your life, keeping them to yourself doesn't mean you're being dishonest. It means you're protecting your independence. Sometimes, a little silence is the best way to stay in control of your own well-being. By the way, if this is resonating with you, comment 2 below so I know you're still here. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any future videos. Now, let's move on. Your true thoughts on family conflicts. You ever find yourself smack in the middle of a family conflict you never even signed up for? Siblings feuding over inheritance, grudges that have lasted longer than some marriages, or that one relative who just can't let things go? Yeah, family drama is basically inevitable. And if you've been around long enough, you know history has a funny way of repeating itself. Now here's the thing, when tension is high, it's tempting to step in, offer advice, or just say exactly what's on your mind. You think you're helping, but in reality, you might just be painting a target on your back. Ever tried to mediate a fight, only to have both sides turn against you? It's like trying to break up a dogfight and realizing, oops, you're the one getting bitten. And let's talk about opinions for a second. Maybe you want to tell your daughter that her parenting style is a little chaotic. Or let your son-in-law know he could, I don't know, try harder. But here's the hard truth. People remember criticism way longer than they remember the argument itself. What you thought was helpful advice. Yeah, they heard judgment. And that's the kind of thing that creates distance that never fully heals. That's why one of the smartest things you can do after 65, master the art of selective silence. You don't have to agree with everything. You don't have to pretend problems don't exist. But you also don't have to voice every single thought. Sometimes, the best response is just as simple. I hope things work out, or I trust you'll make the right choice. That way, you stay connected without getting sucked into drama that isn't yours to fix. At the end of the day, keeping certain thoughts to yourself isn't about being secretive. It's about protecting your peace. And honestly, peace is priceless. Your regrets about the past. What if you had taken that job, moved to that city, spent more time with your family instead of working late? Regret is a sneaky thing. It creeps up on you when you least expect it, especially as the years go by. And while it's natural to reflect, not every regret needs to be shared. Here's why. Maybe you feel the urge to tell your kids, I wish I had been around more when you were younger. Sounds honest, right? But what they hear might be, I wasn't a good enough parent. Or maybe you mention that you regret not moving to a different city, chasing a different dream. Your family might take that as life with you wasn't fulfilling enough. Even if that's not what you meant, those words can stick. And let's talk about past relationships. Ever casually mentioned an old flame, only to notice your spouse's mood instantly shift? Yeah, Even the most harmless reflection can make someone feel like they were a second choice. The same goes for lost friendships, missed opportunities, or the paths you didn't take. People start seeing you differently. Not as the strong, resilient person they know, but as someone stuck in the past. Here's the truth. Some regrets are best kept to yourself. Think about them, process them, learn from them, but don't let them become someone else's burden. The past can't be rewritten, but how you carry it forward, that's entirely up to you. And hey, if this message hit home, drop a 4 in the comments to let me know you're still watching. And if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Hit that button, turn on the bell, and stick around. More good stuff is coming your way. Now, let's move forward. The full extent of your financial situation. 1 minute, everything's normal. The next, you mention your savings, and suddenly, people start acting different. Some get extra friendly. Others suddenly have a lot of opinions about what you should do with your money. And if they find out you're struggling, that's a whole other story. Money is one of the trickiest topics in any family. It can bring people together or create tension, misunderstandings, and even conflict. So, how much should you actually share? Let's be real, oversharing can backfire. If your family knows you're financially comfortable, you might start noticing little hints. Wow, that vacation looks amazing. Wish I could afford something like that. Or the kids could really use some help with college. Even if it's unintentional, expectations can creep in. And what if you reveal that you're struggling? Suddenly, loved ones might start worrying too much, or worse, questioning your financial decisions. Maybe you shouldn't be spending on that. Are you sure you can afford to live on your own? Before you know it, your independence starts slipping away. That's the thing about money. It has a way of shifting relationships, and once that happens, it's hard to undo. Now, I'm not saying you should keep everything a secret. Having a financial plan in place, maybe with a trusted advisor, is smart. But beyond that, less is more. The fewer details you share, the more control you keep over your financial future without the stress, the tension, or the unwanted advice. So, tell me in the comments, have you ever seen money change the way people act? Drop money if you've noticed it happen. And if you're getting value from this video, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because we've got plenty more eye-opening insights coming your way. Now, let's move forward. So what's the takeaway here? Keeping certain things private isn't about being secretive. It's about protecting your peace, dignity, and relationships. Not everything needs to be shared, and sometimes the wisest decision is knowing what to hold back. Ever had a moment where you shared something and instantly regretted it? Maybe it changed how people treated you, or you realize later that silence would have been the smarter move. Yeah, we've all been there. The beauty of getting older? Clarity. You start to see what really matters: your peace of mind, independence, and the quality of your relationships. Being selective with what you share doesn't push people away. It actually protects the connection you have. So, I want to hear from you. What's one thing you've learned today? Drop a comment below, and let's talk about it. Your thoughts are important, and I love reading what you have to say. And hey, if this video gave you something to think about, smash that like button, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear this. Your support helps us keep creating content that informs, inspires, and sparks real conversations. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.